Okay, this is a review of how we get data from the NOAA GOES satellite. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to this link here, which you'll also find in the PowerPoint, so you don't have to rush to type it in right now. But once you click on that link, it'll take you to this page that you see in front of you right here. And we are interested in environmental data from satellites. So I'm going to search for data here and see what choices I have. I want the environmental data from geostationary satellites. That's the second one down under the search for data menu. And I'm looking for the GOES satellite data imager, which is the second one down from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to select the start date and the end date. And we're going to be focusing on dates that are in 2020 because I have the data available for the GOES satellite during this time and also for the FM 120 during this time. So just to make sure we have the data, we're going to go from September 1st, and we do have some fog events after September 1st that year, to we'll go as far as we can, which is I think November 8th or something like that is when I took the FM 120 down. So if we can get satellite imagery during that time period, that would be great. And what I'm asking each group to do, or each individual if you're working alone, is to get about 2 days worth of data. And that's just really one download, but you can get as much as you want. If you want to do more than that, you're welcome to it, and I welcome it because I'm going to want to get all the days in between September 1st and November 8th, 2020. So let's just say I'm going to go through, I put in the start and end date, and it only lets you take, I think, 100 files. And since they're collected every half hour, that corresponds to a little over 2 days worth of data. So really, you're only going to be able to get 2 full days of data. So if I start September 1st, I would really only be able to go to September 3rd. I think that would be about 96 files. So I'm going to do that, and the start time will be midnight, and the end time will be just a second before midnight on the 4th. That gives me 2 full contiguous days. The first, I think, actually it might be 3 days, so I might have to go 02 here. So I get all of the first and all of the second. And I'm going to go here. I'm interested in the Pacific United States. So that's the coverage area that I'm interested in. Really only interested in a couple points on the Pacific United States, but I'm going to pick that. And the satellite that I'm going to pick is the latest one, GOES 15, which was still operational at that point. And I'm going to do a search. Oh, doesn't like the format. Oh, I have 2 dashes in there. Should just have 1 dash. Okay, so I'm going to do a search. And let's see what it comes up with. Great. And then what you see here is it gets this full suite of data. It tells me that it has, how many data sets does it have? I have 8 pages worth, so I could look at all of them. Let's see. The first one is 10 images starting, looks like it doesn't start till about 1 in the morning. So for whatever reason, it didn't have anything around midnight that day. That's fine. I'll get what I can get. And so, but it looks like they're going every half hour. You can see sometimes it seems to skip a half hour. So for whatever reason, it doesn't get every single half hour. So it's important to know what time the data are being collected, and the date, of course, is important. And I think I can have it select all of the data sets. Yeah, the 72 data sets, I'm going to have it select them all. So the little check goes in there. I don't have to go physically and check them all. And then what I'll do is I will have to make sure I'm logged in. So you have to make sure you have an account, and you can create an account. That's I explained that in an earlier video. And I have to tell it to collect these data. Let me see. So at this point, it's kind of like you're ordering something on Amazon or something like that. I go to the cart. This is a shopping cart. And don't worry, everything's free, which is nice, but still it goes through a shopping cart. And it tells me all the data sets I have, and I'm already registered. You would have to register as a new user if this is the first time you're doing it. I will have to log in order to download these data sets. But go ahead and register. So you're going to click this, and it'll lead you through the registration process. And once you're registered, you will then be able to click that you want to order these data, and you will receive an email because I'll have your email when you do the registration, and it'll tell you when the data are ready. And I'll get to that in the next video. I wanted to add that I just logged in and I'm ready to order. So I use the default settings for output format. I guess it's this thing called area format, and everything else, bits per pixel, spatial resolution. I want to get as small a number here for the spatial resolution as possible, meaning smaller little pixels that are more specific to what I'm looking for. I'll ask it to download all the bands. I'm really going to be looking at band 2, but I'll just ask for all the bands right now, and then I can sort that out later when I'm actually looking at the data. I'm most interested in band 2, as I mentioned, but there may be other information in the other bands that will be useful at some point. I'm going to place the order. That's all you do is you click place order. Once I click place order, take some time a couple seconds to ask me a survey question, and I just say that I'm using this for educational purposes. And then I click submit. It says, thank you for participating in the survey. And then in about 15 minutes, I'll get an email that will tell me how to get the data. There's a link to get the data. And you'll want to make sure you have the right application to look at the data. And it's easy to get that application because in the email that you get, it tells you how to get that application. And that application is one that I have on this computer. Just have to find it. Once I find it and open it, I'll run it. I think it's WCN, or it has a funny name, but it'll inform you how to get that and put it onto your computer. Okay, I'll stop this video.